This project is going to be much more on the blog than a video. This was a crafting project. It was a long crafting project. I did not video me for hours and hours stitching all this by hand. There are pictures and there will be cutting diagram and sewing diagram on the blog. So the link is down below if you want to go read the blog, but I will show you this. This is a dump bag and it has pockets. We will take a closer look at that now. I made a cover to go over. This is some elastic bands and a close-up pad that I put on my case. The elastic bands hold it. I pull the close-up pad off. It goes inside for when I'm moving around. The pad's worn out, the elastic's worn out, so I was wanting to come up with something different. I sewed a cover, which I will show you that in a minute. Probably won't use it very often because I like having a close-up pad here. But I had this all out. This hook, when I first got this made, I measured and I thought I did this right. And I looked at it and I was like, that's too large. I should have made it smaller. But then I forgot when I measured it, I was thinking, because you've got all this hardware in the way. So you hook that, it goes around all of that hardware. Keep the case closed, you can work right here. If you need to work out of the case, you're still good. The bag is 12 by 8 by 18. It is one big bag. Inside is the Velcro pocket. And the pocket here is nice. Let's take a closer look at that pocket. When you're done doing something like a large prop, so you've just done your vanishing bandana, you've got the box, you can just dump it in there and it's out of the way. So that way you can keep your show neat. I like the dump bag, but I've seen this pad, that was like a close-up pad that had this pocket attached to it, just this back section. And I kind of like that idea, but I don't want it built onto a pad because when the pad wears out, you've got to get a new pocket. So when I was doing this, I built a large pocket so I can like dump my small stuff. I can work out of this. Or if you just need to dump something, you've got a little pocket. You have the big pocket to dump. And then these pockets here, 2 4-inch pockets for cards, a 2-inch pocket and 2 1-inch pockets. So you can put in your paddle, your marker, different things fit in here. You got this nice pocket. This is on a wire, so I can close it up out of the way, open it more. So the wire gives me a lot of flexibility on what I want to do with it. It does Velcro out if I just want to use the dump bag. I can use just the bag. You could set up a Velcro strip on a table or another thing if you wanted to use it. I probably will not. I just wanted this pocket to be removable if I wanted to remove it. So I think it's a very nice bag. The material's super sturdy. The frame is made out of stainless steel. I went to a metal shop and had it made, so it's much sturdier than it needs to be, and it cost a lot more than it should have. I will discuss all of that in the blog. If I could have done it in aluminum, it would have been much lighter and much cheaper. Well, I don't know if it would have been much cheaper. The labor is the main cost. This frame goes all the way around here, and this is welded on. This is some of the most beautiful stainless steel welding I've ever seen. I hated to cover it up with the cloth. But it's a solid frame. So we'll take a look at this in more detail. And most of it, as I said, will be on the blog. These are some notes I made for myself while working out how it was going to go. Also have the cutting directions and some sewing instructions. Don't worry about screenshotting those. They are on the blog. I will make nice downloads, possibly a PDF. We shall see. I did test fit everything, pin it in place, and then stitch it. Some stitching is better than others. The pocket I kind of made up as I went along. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't really draw it out, so I was kind of winging it. I'd do a little bit of it different probably if I did it again, but it's 12 inches wide, so for the pocket to have 1 inch depth, the pocket piece has to be 20 inches. So I'm going through making sure the entire 20-inch piece is exactly 4 inches, and then I will hem all of that. And then I will stitch the pockets together and build it outside of the bag. And I'm still unsure how I'm going to put it in the bag. So I've folded it, stitched it, and then we're going to test fit all of it with pins. I pin everything in place before I sew it, so I don't have to sew it twice. And once I see how it fits, then I can see how to sew it. And sewing it into that bag is pretty hard. The fold accidentally made little pockets, so I stitched those shut. I guess I could put like a pin in them, but I didn't want them to get in the way. Pin the bag together, pin the whole bottom to the bag to test fit it. The big piece folded at the top is what's going to wrap around the frame, making sure the pocket fits. I did the pocket before doing the main bag. While doing all of this, I went downtown, went to a stainless steel shop and had this frame custom made. It's much heavier grade than I need, but look at that weld. That's a joint between the folded piece of steel. He did amazing work. I hated to cover this up because this is beautiful work, but I'm having to mark where it folds over. I have to put in buttonholes. So those two are going to be buttonholes big enough to slip over the frame. So it slides onto the frame, then the cloth wraps around. It's all stitched together. I can add a close-up pad to that cover if I want. I'm not sure if I'm even going to use it. It was just something to do best while I was at it. But this thing turned out really well. It cost me less than $25, and it's really sturdy. It should last forever. Go check out the blog for more pictures and more details and the sewing instructions. For more detailed instructions and pictures, please visit the blog at FreeMagicFun.com. Keep practicing.